Okay everyone, welcome to another Flat Cap interview. You'll have to excuse my voice, I've been a bit rough the last few days. Got an interesting band here that you might want to look into and check out. The band's called Choosing Sides. We have filmed them previously, so hopefully you've seen that, but I'm going to let the guys introduce themselves to you, so we'll start at the end there.
I'm Lawson, I'm the bassist for Choosing Sides.
I'm Will, I'm the singer and guitarist.
I'm Frankie and I'm the drummer.
Okay, so you know the guys now. So you guys have been pretty busy. I think the last time I saw you, or well, I know we filmed you late last year, Christmas time I believe it was.
Somewhere.
We'll go back to that in a little while, but basically what we normally do with these sort of interviews is try and find out how everything started in that, and I know you two have come over from the UK the same as myself, so how did the band come about? How does it all work?
So basically, like, me and Frankie would just, obviously we grew up together because we lived in the same house and we just used to play together all the time. We went to this music school thing where we'd have individual lessons with like a group of people and then we'd all like play together at the end, so we practice our stuff from that together at home. That's sort of like where we started playing together, and obviously like if you both play instruments, you're gonna play together, aren't you? Really?
Yeah, you're gonna jam
And then when I was like 11 and Frankie was 9 or something like that, we came to Australia, and a couple of years after we moved here, Frankie met Lawson, and they were the best mates at school. And yeah, basically we kept playing, we went through a few different people, and Lawson was the guy who basically stuck with us, so.
Were you playing before you met the guys?
I was playing guitar before I met them, and then when Choosing Sides needed a bassist, I thought I'd drop the 2 high strings and join it.
So it's easier with 4 strings than 6.
We conversed.
I don't want to say easier, but
So what about the, so really you've sort of, is this sort of is stemmed through school and stuff like that as well, hasn't it? To a degree?
Yeah, almost, yeah. I think obviously we were playing together, me and my brother, but just through music lessons again, like we played with a few different people, like we were playing with this guy just for like the end of year concert for the music class we went to, and we liked it and we wanted someone to replace him because he wasn't interested in being committed to it, so we were just looking for someone. We went through a few different people and then Lawson was the guy.
Yes, nice one.
So.
Yeah, no, that's good. And what about the band name? Is there a story behind that? How did you come up with that?
Choosing Sides.
So went through about 1 million names.
Yeah.
Basically,
You just pulled it out of a hat, did you?
We were looking at a list of names, and basically every single name, I don't know why, is taken by a band or an artist.
I mean, there are a lot of bands, and I remember there was a big old list, and we just kind of systematically went through.
We went through all of them, and there was about 3 out of heaps that was not taken, and they were all pretty bad. My mum, she realised we had a Marvel dictionary or like an encyclopedia, and she just flicked through all the pages, just like picked out random words. Then we got about another 80, and out of the 80 we had about 6 which were reasonable and not taken, and out of those we just chose Choosing Sides.
Usually there wasn't a huge emotional backstory, it was more of a trial and error thing for the name.
A bit of a process going on to get the
It took
name.
a couple of days, yeah.
But we all like Choosing Sides, I think it's a fun name.
No, it is. It works well, yeah. So what about, obviously I've seen you and filmed you now, but what about your musical background? What's influenced the sound that you've got going on? I'm presuming some of yours is from the UK as well, because I think you've done Arctic Monkeys and bits and pieces like that, because you obviously like Green Day and things like that as well, but has any of that, I know you're not copying it, but where would you think your biggest sort of influences come from? All the bands that you've enjoyed listening to, basically, I suppose.
I think mainly like I said, that when me and Frankie were growing up in England, we went to that music school place, and the stuff they'd make us play there was everything from like Killers to Kings of Leon to, it was mainly like modern rock stuff.
Yeah.
And it was like Green Day and stuff like that, and me and Frankie really liked it, and we just listened to it, got an influence from it.
Yeah.
And then when we sort of grew up and got our own taste in music, I think I've got some influence from like Oasis and like Catfish and the Bottle Men, Arctic Monkeys, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I like more of the alternative stuff than the punk stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Generally, yeah. And Lawson's obviously got different inspirations from music.
I mean, a lot of my music taste actually, I pick up from you guys. I wasn't the most cultured person in music before Shooting Sides, but you know, I'd say mine, if not the sounds, the band sound, we've been called like Nirvana-esque mixed with Arctic Monkeys, I'd say, and that's that's a pretty fair comment.
Yeah. You happy with that?
Yeah, well, I can't say no to that.
Someone compared us to AC/DC one time.
That was a good one.
It wasn't very accurate, but
Must have been tone deaf.
well, there you go. Must have been.
So last year when we filmed you, it was just before Christmas, I think, down at Marion Cultural Centre.
Yeah, I think it was like the start of December or something.
Yeah. And
I remember because I remember saying to Will, I've been looking forward to this gig more than I've been looking forward to Christmas.
it was a good night. I mean, that was the first time I'd heard you, and I really enjoyed it. There was a lot of people there as well.
It was packed.
Which, kill that Mozzie.
It was.
I don't know.
It's a big
but
one.
it'll be feeding on one of us later. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Like I say, there was a good mixture in that, but your own songs were good as well. They stood out. Well, so the whole show was good. It went on and on, didn't it, as well?
Yeah.
How long are these boys playing for?
I mean, we just basically played every song we knew, just because we were enjoying it, the fans were enjoying it.
Yeah, no,
so
it was
just-
good. But that was an EP launch, wasn't it?
Yes,
Um,
and we had plenty of other bands supporting us, handpicked by us, bands that we played with before, bands that we just knew people from. They were all fantastic. It was a great night.
Yeah. So where that, I presume the EP went down pretty well. You
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone seemed to
copies
like
of
it.
that.
Yeah. On Spotify, it's doing all right, but like it's interesting to see because you can look online and it shows you the different countries which have listened to it, and we've got stuff like Andorra and Paraguay and stuff like
We
that.
had a field day looking at those. That
It was unusual, like how are they finding us, but
That's because I'm sharing your stuff in Europe and stuff.
Maybe.
That's thanks to you. Thank you.
I can't take credit for it all, just a little bit. So is the plans afoot to produce anything new, or is that going to take a bit of time now? Because you've had that EP out. Are you looking to do another EP?
We've
or
got
what?
some songs in the works for Volume 2, but I don't think we haven't started recording on anything yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely. I mean, we're always going through the cycle of cranking out new songs. I mean, the vast majority of them get thrown to the scrap heap, but we got some good ones sticking around.
Yeah.
And some exciting stuff coming for Volume 2.
Yeah, no, that's good. And how does the songwriting process work? Do you all have a hand in it, or
I write most of the songs, but like sometimes Lawson will come with some ideas and we'll collaborate it into it, and we work on it together.
yeah,
But generally, most of it's just me just playing acoustic guitar and
yeah,
If a song,
working on.
if any of us think a song's good enough to be, like considered, like properly, we'll bring it in and we'll all, learn it to play it the basic
have a
way.
mess around with it?
Yeah, and we'll
see
bounce
where
it
you-
around off each other, and
Yeah.
people chuck in new ideas for it, and it really evolves. And it's a great songwriting process. It's really
Yeah.
organic.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
that's-
we've got probably about 8 songs which are worth putting on a second EP. So like the last EP was 4 songs.
Yeah,
We recorded probably 6 or 7, but we just put the 4 which we thought were where we were at the
favourite
moment.
ones.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I didn't want it to be congested with stuff that I wasn't like that happy with,
yeah,
Because obviously we were recording stuff when we weren't as experienced, and I thought the EP that we produced was the level we were at for when we
Yeah.
released it. So I didn't want to obviously put out stuff which wasn't that good.
We've been recording songs since I was in year 8, which was 2015, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
2014.
It was a long process. Like we recorded, like we didn't just record the EP. We recorded one song here, one song here. So
Yeah.
we didn't have any experience with recording studios. So we just
Would have been half a year we spent recording, I think, just to get best of the best for Volume 1.
yeah. But I mean, that's how things happen. Some bands, even the bigger bands, they'll have a couple of albums out, and then all of a sudden you don't hear from them, and it's like 18 months, 2 years when they release the third one, and you think, well, what have these guys been up to? Do you know what I mean? So, but I think even stuff that you did when you were younger might come back to you at some point as well.
I mean, we still play all of them live, but I think we probably got I mean, there's songs that we play live as well, which like followers know, but they're not obviously recorded yet. So
Yeah.
I mean, in total we've probably got about 8, which are going to be on the next. I'd say the next project's going to be about 8 songs.
Well, that's almost a mini album, really. Isn't it?
It'll be between probably 6 to 8, I'd say.
I mean, I suppose the scenario with that is if you've got sort of 8 new tracks that you've not had out there, potentially you could do an album if you put the last EP tracks on there as well. But
Yeah.
you've probably will have outgrown them or moved on from them
Yeah,
by the
that's-
time you're doing new stuff, because the new stuff's more exciting for you,
Yeah.
isn't it, you know?
I mean, you've got to work with like different crowds and stuff like that. Like you can tell when a crowd is going to be into heavier stuff, you know, softer stuff. Like we've got stuff for every occasion. Really, we've got some heavier ones. We've got some like really soft acoustic sort of things. So, I mean, we just need to sort of work out a dynamic for whatever we're doing next, because we don't want it to be like half soft and then like one heavy song, or you know what I mean. Like we need it to be a good mix of.
Yeah, so me picking up on that, you're probably still trying to find your sound, if that makes sense. You because you can diversify a little bit. You're not doing all the same stuff. You can mix it up and what have you, which is good.
I think
But,
that's the beauty of it though, because like for whatever reason I don't like I hate writing songs which sound the same as each other, so I purposely make every single song
That's
sound
fair enough.
different. I mean you can tell it's the same band and it's the same sort of
Yeah.
style, but I like to make, you know, everything a bit
Yeah.
like if you do every single song the same, people are gonna get tired of it really
Yeah.
quickly.
And that's kind of what I love about Choosing Sides and, you know, our songwriting, is that all the songs sound really different, but you listen to a song and you can still go, that's a Choosing Sides song. There's a kind of...
They'll have those elements which are
there's a kind of way about them.
Yeah, I think you'll like. I mean, you listen like Oasis, for example. Their first 2 albums, I think they could have released them the other way around, and nobody would have known.
yeah exactly.
You know, they're similar albums. They're not the same songs, but it's like you're saying. You know, it's Oasis
It's
as
the-
soon as you hear it.
yeah.
You know, and the tunes on both them albums aren't that far away. You know, you could take half of these and you could swap and change it, and the albums would still be 2 great albums. You know.
So I think I watched a documentary about Oasis. I think like their first album, it was so successful. Like they had like 3 singles in a row, which went really, really well. I think probably what their mindset was to do a second album to emulate the first one, and it worked because it had like more hits on it. So
Yeah.
people were still into that the sound of the first album.
Well, I think one of the hardest things for bands is the fact that when you get into a band, obviously, say it's the first album, you're into it because you like that,
Yeah.
and then you actually don't want them to change. You want to hear more of what they've just done. But as musicians, they want to push themselves and maybe try different things. And depending on how successful the first album, I think it's when the second album hits. If they do well with that as well, that's when the money men come in and start throwing cash at them. And sometimes the third album's pretty shite because they've had that much money thrown at them. They can overproduce stuff. I like to hear a band, and I'm not bothered if they make mistakes and stuff like that. I don't want to hear them play every note perfect because that's computer to me. That's not.
It's
you.
very rare that you
You
can
know,
play things perfect.
But they can generate the perfect note or whatever, and you don't even have to be there. You could just say to them, "Well, here you go, do that," and they could do that. And when they start getting money thrown at them, all of a sudden, bands have got bloody orchestras coming in for backing things. And like, oh, this would be good if we had a violin going in the background. And you think, well, hold on a minute.
Yeah.
You know, you're 2 guitars, a bass, and a drum, and now you put in all this shit
I think
because
that's-
somebody's give you money. You know.
That's what Arctic Monkeys have done a lot of the time. Like, if you listen to their original
First
stuff,
album,
it's so raw. And
brilliant.
then you listen to AM, which is their newest one at the moment. I mean, they've got a new one coming out, but that one was completely different style, and everyone liked that sound. But they had fans which liked their old sound. They had fans which liked their new sound.
Yeah,
which
I
was-
mean, I don't mind the progression in them. A lot of people didn't. Was it the second or the third album? Didn't seem to like.
yeah, it was
that.
the third one, I think.
You know, and that's probably
That one was a
an
bit
example of
unusual,
what
yeah.
I'm saying. You see, they've had 2 good albums, and all of a sudden, because they're successful and they're in the public eye, and the record labels want them, they're actually afforded a bit more time, and that's probably all they're doing. They're not doing jobs, they're not going to school, they're not doing this.
So
That is their job.
Yeah.
So they've got more time to mess around, and sometimes I don't want to hear them mess around. I just want them to get on with it, you know, like they have done. But that's just me. I'm old school punk, and it doesn't have to be
yeah.
all up there
Yeah.
with me, you know.
I mean, it's good to experiment with new things, but when people do it and it seems forced, like, you know how people do an album, it's completely different, just like on purpose.
Yeah.
I think you just go with the flow of what you're feeling and what you're listening to. 'Cause
You've got to be happy with what you're doing.
Exactly,
Because
yeah.
ultimately it's your
Yeah.
name that's going on it,
Mm.
you know.
So- I think if you listen to it something enough, you're gonna end up sounding something like it eventually. Like if you're listening to the same band or the same artist over and over again, it's gonna come into your music eventually.
Yeah.
So it just really depends on it. A lot of
That's
things,
where the
doesn't it?
AC/DC thing comes in, isn't it? Eh? Alright, so what have you got coming up? What's happening? I know you're doing Homegrown on Sunday.
Let's let Frankie take this one.
All right. We got the homegrown on Sunday.
Yeah,
Uh,
good man.
We're playing around, what was it, 4 o'clock-ish, around that time. We've also got a few coming up.
It's for something, I'm not sure. I forgot.
Come at 4.
We got a
Come at 1 so you can see everyone.
Yeah.
That's the way,
call out
mate.
everyone. We got a concert this Friday. We got Battle of the Bands coming up.
So
Is that at Murray Bridge?
yeah,
Yeah.
we're playing the Murray Bridge Battle of the Bands, and we're playing this Friday, so the 13th.
Yeah.
At
Hope
Regeneration.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Friday the 13th.
Bad luck for some.
It's the Regeneration Festival in. What do you class it as no longer, or is it? It's like Seaford, sort of. Yeah,
Down
down
south,
south
I think,
anyway.
yeah,
Yeah, I think it's Seaford. But that's usually a good venue. We've played there.
Regen's a
Twice.
great gig.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fun.
He lost his wallet there.
Yeah,
on
too.
it.
Well, it's
Yeah.
stolen.
But I'd say it balanced out with the awesome sumo wrestle that Frankie and I had.
He went rock climbing and sumo wrestling, and he lost his wallet. So that is
Yeah,
lost in
okay.
Hillsbury.
Yeah, okay, but next time we play at Regen, that wallet's staying
Have a
with me
chain
all
on
the
your
time.
wallet.
Yeah.
Alright. So, yeah, anything else after that? So you've got one Friday, one Sunday, Murray Bridge. When's that happening, do you know? No.
Sorry, Bridge.
I'm not sure. My mum's the manager, and she manages all the dates and stuff. And
Yeah,
just tells
okay.
us when it is. But we've got.
We'll give your mum a ring and find out.
That'd be funny.
Fun friend.
We've got some other gigs in the pipeline that obviously aren't confirmed yet. We're talking to a couple of venues. We're talking to the Marion Cultural Centre, that we did the.
Yeah.
We might be doing a gig there soon.
Well, that went down well the first time, so I can't see why they wouldn't have you back. Nothing got trashed as far as I could tell, anyway.
Oh, you should have seen the green room
I
after
ripped
the
a
gig.
couple of seats up at the
That's
back.
fine.
Yeah, okay. Oh, that's good. Have you managed to get and play in the city much?
The problem for us is that these guys are both under 18, so your bars, your hotels, they don't really want to, mess with that, because if you're under 18, then your fans are gonna be under 18, and
Yeah.
they're trying to get
Creates,
drinks.
Yeah. I mean, enough of them don't do all age shows, really.
They should, because it
Yeah.
It's not
it
hard to
promotes
put a stamp
it
on
promotes
yours.
people to do.
It wouldn't hurt them to actually put on a show for all ages, having all bands that are, if somebody could take that on, even if it was once a month or something like that, because there's going to be loads of bands out there that aren't old enough that
Yeah.
want to get and play in a proper venue.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
Okay, well, we've not really
um,
been able to do that aside from stuff like the homegrown, because these two are under 18. So
So you need to grow up, guys.
2 years' time, watch out Adelaide. That's all I'm saying.
it's a bit frustrating for me, obviously, because I'm allowed to, but
Yeah.
it won't be long.
You've got ID though, haven't you?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. Yeah.
See ID.
I'm 19 now. Actually, I'm
Got
getting
it.
old.
Old. Oh, is that long ago? I can't remember what I did when I was 19. All right, okay. So we're going to get you to do an acoustic. Are you all involved in that? Are you
Just
doing
I'd
Justin.
it?
say it's probably
Yeah.
well.
Okay. All right. Well, good luck with everything. I hope you get something else out there soon, and Yeah, we'll have you back when you two are old enough, eh?
Yeah.
See how it's all going again then.
Yeah.
Alright,
It won't be long.
thanks for coming on, guys.
Thank you.
Cheers, Will.
Oh,
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you. Thank you.
someone zoom up on that
Best
one.
till last.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it?
See ya.
Alright, cheers everyone.
Come to the place that you never been, and break all the rules, nothing in between. Then take back the feelings you never had for me. And take all the time that you always need, and break all the promises you never keep. You'll be the sunshine and I'll be the rain for me. I've been watching for a while. Your broken heart with a smile, growing deeper day by day. When I forgive you, I'll forgive you anyway. But take your time and take it easy. You're gonna need it when you're old. Another day, another reason to forgive you. I'll forgive you anyway. Let's leave the things how they was in the past. Yesterday slow, now we're moving too fast. You can't wait to be alone at last. I've been watching for a while. Your broken heart with a smile, growing deeper day by day. When I forgive you, I'll forgive you anyway. But take your time and take it easy. You're gonna need it when you're old. Another day, another reason to forgive you. I'll forgive you